What's happening, XRP traders and investors? It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Monday. Happy Monday, June 16th. Hope you're doing well. And those that are huge XRP fans will be excited. This is the second XRP video today. And this time we got an exciting update. This is great news. I'm Canadian and love to see it. Purpose Investments will be launching a spot ETF for XRP. And that's after launching a Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a Solana one. Now we're going to have XRP, and this is going to be on June 18th. So I'm super stoked for this. Smash the like if you're excited. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. Help support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe. Tick the bell. All that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And full disclosure, I do own XRP in my crypto portfolio. It's my largest crypto holding by a country mile. It's about 80% of my entire portfolio. You can also follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And let me know in the comment section below if you want to see more XRP content on the channel. Been getting a lot of requests lately, and I just posted this video earlier today. The time has come, in my opinion. We're going to see the Ripple case ending very, very soon. Could happen this week, maybe even today. And then I think we're going to see ETFs galore. And shortly after this, the news came out about the Purpose Investment ETF launching here in Canada. And the difference is with this one is it's a spot-based ETF, not a futures-based ETF, which we'll discuss here in just a moment. But I also talk about how we're going to see more than likely a ton of altcoins get approved in terms of ETFs in the US. So think of Solana, think of Litecoin, Dogecoin, XRP obviously. And that's going to make an alt season like you wouldn't believe. And I think it's potentially possible for July that we get those all coming in and we see baskets. So this was the post here by Crypto Briefing. Just in, Purpose Investments has received its final prospectus receipt, clearing the way to launch its XRP ETF here in Canada. And again, if you take a look at Purpose Bitcoin ETF, that came out in 2021. And then they also have the Ethereum, so Ether ETF, and they have Solana as well. So the great thing about this is if you're in Canada, you'll be able to buy XRP through your traditional stock brokerage, right, through your regular brokerage account, and you'll be able to buy it in a TFSA, which is a tax-free savings account. Why is that so significant? It's because it's tax-free. All the gains in that account, you're given a lifetime amount that you can contribute to it, and then once you reach the max, like I have, you have to wait each year, and you're given, this year was another $7,000. I personally bought XRP. It's a leveraged ETF on the NASDAQ in the US, but it's futures based, so it's not good to hold long term. For a long time, it's going to have natural decay into it. So I'm going to be looking to switch out of XRP into this new XRP ETF once it comes out. And I actually posted on the page. If you scroll down here, you can see the Purpose ETF, XRP ETF, making significant milestone to the evolution of digital asset investing in Canada. The ETF is expected to begin trading on the Toronto Stock Exchange under ticker XRPP. So very, very similar to XRP. It's going to be trading on the stock exchange in Toronto Stock Exchange under XRPP. And again, that's on Wednesday, June 18th. So this is significant. Like I said, it's going to be a spot-based ETF. And what is the difference between the two? So a futures-based ETF, they basically buy futures contracts. They don't actually have to hold the underlying asset. And then with the differences with a spot-based ETF, they invest directly in the physical asset or security of the underlying asset. So if you're buying, say, a Solana ETF or Bitcoin, Ethereum, they actually have to hold that underlying asset. So for XRP, a spot-based ETF, if you're buying that ETF, they have to physically hold XRP in reserve. So that's why it's so significant. It's going to add to the price, and it's really going to skyrocket the price. And then the US is going to launch it. Other countries around the world already doing it. You're going to see inflows of capital like you wouldn't believe. And like I said, having it in a tax-free savings account is going to be massive. Also, Flare posted, XRP is gaining serious momentum. Institutional adoption is scaling quietly but massively, from public companies holding XRP in treasury to cross-border payment integration. Meanwhile, the Hidden Road acquisition brings XRPL into a $3 trillion plus institutional clearing network, making it a true backbone for settlement. Flare adds the missing layer, on-chain XRP yield, and DeFi utility, completing Ripple's vision and unlocking XRP's full valuation potential. I'm also super bullish on Flare. I own Flare in my portfolio. Again, not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, but very bullish on Flare as well. And shout out to the Flare team. Also, case you missed it, USDC stablecoin has expanded to the XRP ledger network. So it's an exciting time to be an XRP holder, folks. And things have never looked better. The future has never been brighter, in my opinion. Also, check out this poll from Paul Barron. This guy's got over millions and millions of followers. And this has got over 85%. So with tensions rising globally, what digital assets are you most confident will return the better performance? And there was Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, and Solana, all of which we just mentioned in this video. Well, lo and behold, XRP came in at 85.7%. Bitcoin maxis are just drowning in their own tears at the moment. And eventually everybody's going to get it, right? It took so long, right? It took like almost, 12, 13 years now for people to finally understand the value proposition of XRP and not listen to all the nonsense that they hear and FUD and mainstream media lies from these, certain, just in terms of influencers and whatnot. It's just ridiculous. If you do any 5 seconds worth of research, you'll understand that XRP, the digital asset, and Ripple, the company, are probably going to be the ones to put a dent in the universe. In my opinion, XRP will be the most valuable cryptocurrency in terms of market cap when it's all said and done, hands down, no questions asked. And Ripple, the company, will become the most valuable company on planet Earth, even outpacing Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, you name it. Gonna beat them all. Mark my words, you heard it here first. And this vote, the votes on this poll were almost 16,000, and it was viewed by 156,000 people. So this is massive, massive, massive news. Also, speaking of massive news, Crypto Sensei says a brand new Ripple ad just dropped in New York City. Something big is unfolding. XRP is making moves. So, great having a company like Ripple, right? That Ripple was created after the XRP ledger, but Ripple was created as a company to utilize XRP as its main asset to facilitate payments and cross-border payments, right? So Ripple is to the crypto industry what Amazon was to books, right? They're going to completely revolutionize this industry. They're a one-stop shop. They do NFTs, they do custody, right? They're all of these applications, stablecoins. They're going to have multiple stablecoins. It's going to make the demand for these fiat currencies even bigger. And as you can see, we've been seeing lots of green here in the crypto space. This is why we don't pay attention to mainstream media. We just look at the charts, and what the charts are saying is super bullish at the moment. And like I said, I do hold XRP. We're up almost 20% on the day today. I mentioned that this was a great buy. We're in the golden pocket there at the 0.618 on Friday. And since the low of Friday to the high of the day today, bouncing off the golden pocket, it's up 20% now. But like I said, I'm going to be looking to rotate out of XRP into the new XRPP ETF in Canada, the purpose investment, so XRPP for purpose. And I'm doing that because this isn't good to hold long term. Again, just look into it. Any kind of futures based and especially leveraged ETF isn't great to hold long term because there's natural decay into it, and it's only good for shorter term trades. So if you're going to hold it long term, I highly advise just buying an ETF that is backed with a spot based ETF that isn't leveraged. So that's what I'm going to be looking to do. I've actually got an average on this of around $23. So if I look to sell it on Wednesday, perhaps maybe even, if I got an average of $23, let's say it's at $30. Well, we're looking at about a profit of about 30%. Who knows? Maybe when I go to sell it on Wednesday, we'll be up to 40%. We could even see a case resolution at some point soon, settlement, and we could see the judge remove the injunction. And then shortly after that, we should see ETFs go live in the US. And then we should see Ripple IPO, and we have the Genie attack tomorrow. So things are heating up in a big way, folks. More than likely going to get a market structure bill before the end of August and before August recess, which is the end of August. Things are heating up. There's companies and countries adding, cryptos to their treasuries and to their national reserves. So things are heating up in a big way. And if we take a look at XRP here on the daily time frame, check out my video that I posted earlier today, which was this one here. I went into more analysis, in-depth analysis, but this is a 30-minute bull flag that confirmed, and it's actually having a target of 235, and now we have another bull flag forming here on the 30-minute time frame. Actually, if we go from the low here to the high, now keep in mind, once we have multiple bull flags back to back, it loses, kind of momentum, right? The more you have back to back, the less that likely you are going to expect that to confirm, but doesn't mean it can. It's just not as convincing when you have one versus 2 or 3 back to back. They start to lose their probability after that. But key support is going to be 229. Maintain that. We maintain the 0.32 fib, which means it's still a potential 30-minute bull flag. In order to confirm it, we need to break the high there at 232, and then the measured move, like I said, from the low to the high, your new measured move, if confirmed, is 238. We're also gearing up for a triple thunder crossover, bullish crossover here, which is a custom POW algo alert. And that's when the price closes over the 10-week moving average. You get a bull cross of the stochastic on the weekly, and the MACD crosses weekly. The next time this happens, the next time we get a bullish triple thunder crossover, which I think could happen this week, this thing's going to fly to all-time highs in my opinion. Also on the daily time frame, we could see a golden cross, which we have a POW algo for that as well. You get email alerts directly in your email and in the Slack private POW group community. And yeah, this looks like it could happen this week as well, where you'll get a golden cross with the 50 crossing through the 200-day moving average, and that all happening at the same time as the triple thunder bullish crossover. Things are heating up in a big way. So I'm excited. I'm super stoked. I'm Canadian, and I've been waiting for this ETF to go live. I'm going to be buying it. It's going to be a long-term hold. It's in my TFSA, which means it's tax-free. When I take it out, I don't have to pay any gains, right? I don't have to give any of the gains up. I don't have to pay any taxes. So that's going to be a super long-term hold for me, probably like a 3-digit XRP before I even consider selling it. So that's just my own thoughts and opinions, my prerogative. Don't do anything that I do based on anything that I say or write. Do it because it makes sense for you. This isn't financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only and informational purposes only. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you on the next one.